Hello everyone, Yellow Mustang here once again with another Roblox scripting tutorial. That is right, grab some popcorn, grab some soda pops, sit back, and enjoy. Today we're covering data store by popular demand. The people have spoken and I shall answer. Data stores are a storage feature for Roblox games. They can be used to save data which should persist between game sessions, including a player's inventory, experience points, or almost anything else. Data stores are shared per game, so any place in a game, including places in different servers, can access and change the same data. A data store is essentially a dictionary, like a Lua table. Each value in the data store can be indexed by a unique key, which includes the player's user ID, as you can see here. Before going any further, I should mention that by default, places simulated in Studio do not have access to data stores. That means any request function like setAsync or getAsync will cause an error if called from Studio. If desired, data stores can be enabled in Studio. From the Home tab, open the Game Settings window. In the Options section, turn on Enable Studio Access to API Services. Click Save to register your changes. Data stores are managed by the data store service, so your scripts must get the service before doing anything else. Once you've included data store service in your script, a data store can be accessed by name using the getDataStore function. Data stores can only be accessed by the server through scripts. Attempting client-side access in a local script will cause an error. setAsync sets the value of a new data store entry. This function requires the key name of the entry and the value to set. We can call setAsync wrapped in a p call, which is a protected call. That way our script doesn't stop working entirely in the event of an error. But Yellow Mustang, why would the entire script stop working? Functions like setAsync that access a data store's contents are network calls that may occasionally fail. Network connections aren't perfect. Packets drop, latency spikes, and sometimes mom hops on Netflix. So because of these reasons, it is recommended that these calls be wrapped in pcall to catch and handle these errors. setAsync can be hazardous since it overwrites any value currently in the entry. If you're updating an existing entry, update async is recommended because it considers the older value before making changes. The getAsync function reads the value of a data store entry. It requires just the key name of the entry. Increment async changes a numeric value in a data store. This function requires the key name of the entry and a number indicating how much to change the value. Update async changes any stored value in a data store. This function requires the key name of the entry plus a function which defines how the entry should be updated. This function takes the current value and returns a new value based on whatever logic you define. The function passed into update async is not permitted to yield, so it cannot contain any yielding function like wait. Remove async removes an entry and returns the value that was associated with the key. Regular data stores do not sort their content. This isn't a concern for many games, but sometimes it's useful to get data in an ordered fashion, like leaderboard stats. An ordered data store is a special type of data store that can easily return its content in a sorted order. It can also return multiple records in one request, versus a regular data store where you can only return one request entry at a time. An ordered data store uses the same functions as a regular data store, including getAsync, setAsync, update async, etc. In addition, it provides the getSortedAsync function. This function accepts parameters for the page size of the returned data store page's object, the sort order, and minimum/maximum values. Imagine an ordered data store populated with 5 characters and their ages. This example sorts the data into pages with 3 entries each in descending order, then loops through the pages and outputs each character's name /age. Now the example use of data store for today. I have a simple sword fighting game. In this game I want to have kills be persistent between servers and save after players leave. I also want the giant blackboard to update with the top players' names across servers. We'll accomplish this through data stores. The first thing we need to do is create a simple leaderboard that displays the players' kills. Next, we will modify the Roblox's default linked sword to update our leaderboard. Let's test it and see if that works. Alright, looks good. Next, we'll create a script to handle the loading and updating of player data. I opt to use an order data store because I will be displaying it on a leaderboard. It will first check if a player has an entry in our data store. If the player doesn't have an entry in our data store, we create one. However, if the player does have an entry, we load the player's data and update the leaderboard. Next, we need to save the player's data when they leave the game. We can do this by using the player removing event. Finally, we need to set up a way to save periodically. So I set up a while true do loop to save the player's data every 60 seconds. Now I want to get the giant leaderboard to update every so often. My logic here was to have the leaderboard update right after the periodic save, so the leaderboard would have the most fresh data. I do this with bindable events. Every time the game saves the player's data, this bindable event is fired. We use the getSorted async function to pull the top 5 players from our data store. We then pack all of these players into a table so we can update our surface GUI with the names. Finally, at the end, I wanted a nice little effect to show that it was updated, so I threw in some tweening. Oops, it looks like we forgot to enable the API services access. Let's go ahead and fix that. Okay, much better. We loaded in without any errors this time, and the board has been clearly updated. Alright, now let's get some kills and see if the leaderboard updates. Okay, fast forward, and now you can see that the leaderboard does indeed update with our current kill count and with both players on the leaderboard. Alright, I guess the only thing left to do is to invite some friends and test it out. Alright guys, and that concludes the data store tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm back here at the place again after the carnage has ended. But as you can see, I did pretty well. I got 4th place with 10 kills, but whoever Krug Crew was absolutely destroying kids. I'm probably going to have to ban him from the Discord now or something. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe also if you want more. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.